Hey there, and welcome back to yet another episode of Just Start From Ideas to Action. As you can see, it's a special one. We're actually celebrating 150 podcast episodes. And it's not only me and a guest that we'll introduce you to in just a moment. We actually have a live audience. Some really good and special friends and family members are here in the audience to actually celebrate with us and eat with us a little bit later. If you're new to the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast, here's what you need to know. We are committed to providing you with the resources, tips, tools, and storytelling to truly start the things that you want to do and elevate to your next level. And of course, today we're going to talk about all that. But while I have your attention, I want to remind you that our annual Just Start Summit is just 2 days away. We are so excited to really launch our third annual Just Start Summit. It is an in-person opportunity for you to come in with your ideas and elevate them into action. So listen, head over to jacquelinembbaker.com/juststart2023 and pick up your tickets, okay? But for today, let's go ahead and head into our conversation. I am so excited to begin a conversation with the chosen chef, Mr. Barnes, Duriel Barnes. And so with that, let's get ready to have a conversation about how he started his journey in the catering and also personal and private chef space and what he's doing now in order to elevate his business to the next level. So let's get started. All right now, so just a moment ago, I introduced our guest for today from The Chosen Chef. Hey, Chef, how are you?
Hey, Jacqueline, thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. So listen, you've had the opportunity to actually be in our kitchen for many years now, right? So we started working together. I heard you talking to my husband, who's actually in the audience today. It's been about 3 years since we've been together.
I'd say about 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. And although Chef is good at what he does, okay, you're welcome. Really, really good at what he does. And although I've been, Instagram stalking a little bit, and I know a little bit about your career before this, I don't know about your starting journey. I have no idea about when you gave yourself permission to get started. So tell us about your starting journey.
My journey is, I guess it's not rare, but I mean, for me personally, I've always cooked my whole life. So I think for me to get started was back, and I was in college. I was working downtown for the Department of Justice. And I would always come into the building to cook for free, free lunches, holiday parties, just doing food, just 'cause I like doing food. I said, hold on, Duriel, what am I doing? I can get paid for doing this. So at the time, I still didn't pursue it full-time. I was still a stay-in-school student, a full-time college student trying to get a degree in my previous career of choice. And but something just told me to just go back to that. And so then, ever since then, it's always been my brain to cook. I just had to find the right time to do it. So timing was key for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know, once again, from doing a little bit of cyber stalking, that you left your previous career of many, 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 many years, right? Yeah. Tell me about how you came to the decision that, you know what, the time is now. Like, this is a good time for me to exit this career that hopefully you loved. We can talk about that in a second. To give yourself permission to do this. So how was that transition? What did that look like for you?
That took me, it was a 6-year plan.
Wow.
It took me 6 years to actually do it. And I think for me, time is always key. I could have did it way before then, but I decided to do it at the right time for me. So I did it last year, October of 2022. Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Because, of course, in our world of really encouraging people to start the things that they want to do, oftentimes people are in careers for decades, right? You were in your career for a long time. All right. Tell me, has it been a smooth transition, or are you still figuring out lots of stuff? Like, tell me about really a little bit of the inner workings of that transition for you.
I'm going to say it's somewhat smooth. I mean, of course, like anything else, you're going to have your pitfalls, but I think for the most part, but again, go back to me with timing. It took me 6 years to do it. So for those who don't know, I actually launched my catering career while I was a full-time DC cop. So I got myself established with a branding myself, got my name out there, network with everybody I could talk to about my catering business, and then we're here with that. So the process for me was kind of smooth. I pretty much laid the foundation years ago to do that. But to just start, the job was in the way. It became, I didn't hate my job. I loved what I did. It just wasn't fun. So I would actually go to work to do my job. You would find me in a Costco shopping in a full uniform. So I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is crazy. It's in the way. And I made great money as an officer, but it was in the way. It was in the way.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back since.
The reason why I'm pushing so much and digging into this is because a lot of people that come to the Just Start From Ideas to Action platform, coaching sessions, even the summit, they have a career, right? And in many times a career that they enjoy. I'm very transparent in sharing that I had an 8-year career at AARP. And quite frankly, I loved my job. Like I really enjoyed what I did. But I was pretty clear, like you, like there's something else I'm supposed to be doing, right? I can do this other job well. I can figure it out. They pay me great money, right? But I'm supposed to be doing something else. And so I encourage lots of people, including every single audience member for the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast, to know that you can embrace the opportunity to live the double life. It's hard, right?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's not for everybody. And but I mean, God, I knew it from the beginning. God was the reason why I'm doing this. So I didn't get sleep for days. I had small kids who don't see me at times, but they respect the grind, respect the hustle. My wife see it. I mean, it's a grind, but they respect it.
Yeah. So let's talk about mistakes, right? It would be a disservice to our community if we didn't talk about some of the mistakes that you've made on your starting journey. So if you think back to 6 years ago, even when you just rewind back to some of the beginning spaces of you beginning to call yourself a chef, what are some of those mistakes that you made towards the beginning of your journey?
Like anybody else, I'm thinking for me, trying to do everything at the same time, trying to be my managing person, trying to do bookings, inquiries, payroll, be my own CPA. You just can't do everything. But I didn't have any money. I was just trying to do what I can to sustain and keep the money coming and going to the business. So I was just trying to be a one-man team. And truthfully, I did that for 3-4 years out of that. Now I have a full-time CPA assistant and other things, but for years I was the person who was inquiring. That's me. I did everything: shopping, cook, prep. I did everything. To the business.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember early in our journey, I would text Chef.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, Chef's going to respond to me. Then one day somebody else was like, oh yeah, he's unavailable. I was like, first of all, who are you? Because I've been talking straight to the chef. And is it your wife?
Yes.
Okay. I was just like, okay, let me be respectful. This is this whole wife here. But I've been talking to him.
One man team.
Right.
I was on everything.
But I really respect that, right? You can't do everything yourself. And one of our audience members today, who was a former guest on the podcast, Amber Prophet, right, who is an enrolled agent. You can't see her, but I can hear. We had this conversation about trying to do it all and trying to be it all. And that will just run you completely in the ground. Right? And so I appreciate that you have relinquished some of the responsibilities.
It's hard. It's hard. But you cannot sustain as a one-person team. I see it. You have to spend money to make money. So I'm here for it.
Yeah. Has it been hard for you to relinquish some of the tasks?
Some things.
Okay.
For example, I have a pretty good team, cook team and prep team in place now, but I go away in a week or two, and I have quite a few events coming up during that home time period. I could have just said, no, I'm not available, I'm not going to do it, but the business can't stop because I can't be there. So I got to have a trust in them to be able to produce the same quality I would produce while I'm here. So, yeah.
When I think about team and expanding, I can't help but think about network and community, right? I know that when you're starting something, when you're growing something, it's important for you to put your head down, do the work, right? But as you think about what you've been growing, how important has networking and community building been to you? Do you feel like you've been able to tap into that space in a way that you feel good about, just networking and community building?
I have. I think I still can do a better job. But I think just me personally, I'm a Cancer, so I have a pretty much reserved personality kind of demeanor. So
is that right?
Yeah.
I was totally unaware.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I totally was aware of that.
Yeah. But I've learned as an owner of a business, you have to be out there and vocal. So I've literally would just sit there and just speak to anyone I can talk to in regards to if they was in media or news. I would just find a way to meet them and DM them or go to them and just to give them my call and reach out. Because without them, you got to network. You have to network to survive.
Well, you know what? I want to dig here for a second. And the reason why I want to dig here is because many of us either identify with introvert or extrovert, right? Some people are ambivert, you're somewhere in the middle. Would you say that you resonate a little bit more of being an introvert, like you're to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So the reason why I want to stick here for a moment is because people like you who are like, hey, I want to do the job. I want to do the job well, but I want to mind my business and stay in my corner, right? It's harder, right? It's harder for you to stretch and connect and sometimes network, right? So what are some tips that you would give some of our audience members, right? Or anyone who's listening, whether you're listening live or listening after we have released this, if you're an introvert, you're normally to yourself, but you know you got to get out there, you got to network. What are some tips that you would recommend that they try to embrace?
You have to just be able to switch it, turn it on and off. I can go into a room and be reserved and quiet, but I know I'm in the right spot. I have to be able to speak up, give my 3 minutes pitch to anyone about my business. You got to be able to switch it, turn it on and off. You have to, because if you don't, you'll be in the corner the whole time, not making any money or no networking. So you have to be able to turn it on and off.
Yeah,
You have to.
What I appreciate is the permission that you give yourself to turn it on and off, right? I think some people think that in order for you to network, you got to be on all the time, right? You got to be on the scene all the time. I am the first to say all the time that I am married to a certified extrovert. Everybody knows it, right? Everybody knows that Mark is on, okay? So when Mark and I go out to social events, like Mark ain't ready to go until the DJ is packing up. Like that's his cue to say, let's get up out of here, right? And I'm like, okay, like we've danced, we've had the drinks, time to roll. And so I have to sometimes turn it on a little bit more, right? Like, okay, I'm here with my husband and I may have hit my social wall, but I got to turn it on. I'm here on behalf of him. I'm here on behalf of our family. So if you're building something, right? Or if you're married to a certified extrovert like me, sometimes it's necessary for you to reserve your energy, right? To be able to turn it on when you need to. So I appreciate that. And to also just be honest about who you are. Have you always been an introvert?
I think so.
Okay.
But I've learned, again, as a owner of a business, that I have to be able to turn it on and off. So I find myself now being more vocal in certain spaces I go to. But I'm still the same old, laid back, reserved guy.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Okay.
Depending upon where I'm at.
What do you mean for the most part? What's that mean?
I mean, if it depends on where I'm at, I may.
If it's turn up time?
Yeah, always.
Okay, just checking.
Tequila time.
Tequila time?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm so happy that you said this.
Oh, for sure.
What is your ultimate favorite tequila right now?
Tea Capri.
So I've had Tea Capri because she's local.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I had last night. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got you. Yeah, I'm excited for her.
I support her brand 100%.
Gotcha.
I've been knowing her for years.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. So I am, if you ever are, just trying to get on my gooder side.
Tequila?
I mean, Reposada specifically.
Gotta have that.
Got
yeah,
to.
it's only one option.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
I should have brought a bottle over here.
You know where I live because you've been here several times. So there's that. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that we consume.
Okay.
All right. What dish would you put up against anybody?
I gotta be my dish.
Yeah. Because why would we be talking about that?
Yeah. That's so hard because I don't like to be in one.
You got to give me an answer. Right?
I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it may be the sea bass I'm about to make today.
Ooh.
Or typically people always request the either the shrimp and grit cake I do with the collard greens and scallops. So I guess it depends.
We've never had that.
Their palate.
I feel cheated.
Yeah.
Do you remember, before we come back to that sea bass, okay? Because we're going to have it, and I'm sort of hype about it.
Yes.
Do you remember the first thing you made for us?
Was it the salad, the fried green tomato salad?
It was the fried green tomato salad, but it was something else, too. We went all out because it was our 5-year wedding anniversary.
Had been probably the lobster. Lobster.
It started with an L, though. I don't remember the lobster.
I don't remember. It started with
Mary
an L?
had
A lamb. The lamb chops.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
Oh, it was.
That's
lamb
popular too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was the lamb chops with the green, some type of chutney.
The chutney.
Yeah.
That was chutney.
So good. So good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But the sea bass apparently is what you say. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll let you know.
You can't
like,
really. You'll taste it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
Tell me about where you see the business in the next 5 years. Like, what are some things that you're just like, oh, this is on the horizon, and look out for this, audience?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to secure my location by the end of the year.
Okay.
Prayerfully, trying to get some funding now to get a spot either in the county here or in DC. So, prayerfully, we'll have a location by December, and then just grow from there. 1, 2, 3, and I'll still cater too because cater is my bread and butter and to keep the business sustained. But I really want my location.
Yeah.
And nothing big. I want to have a small one first. Pretty much fast casual restaurant style concept.
Okay.
Then we're gonna do a big restaurant concept after that.
Okay. It's good to hear where you're headed. One stop that I haven't made is how you even started to fall in love with cooking, right? So tell me about that, right? I know for many people, especially many people that are in the audience, my good friend Bridget is here. Bridget is a master, right, in the kitchen. She's really, really good.
All right.
All right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Challenge.
I know. Well, I mean, I don't know, Bridget. You open. I mean, wait,
Okay, let's do this. Hey.
So for many people that grew up in a household where their mom cooked or their parents cooked or someone in their household cooked and they picked that up, right?
Yeah.
Where did you pick this up at?
My dad, watching my grandmother for years, slave in the kitchen, feeding all the grandkids and her kids, of course. And then my dad is a great cook. So my mom, dad was there too, but my dad was the cook in my household.
Yeah.
So yeah, he still cooks me now.
Does he? Okay. What's his dish?
Yeah, whatever. You know, he don't really have a top one, but he can cook. He can cook.
Tell me this. If you think back, let's go 20 years. Think back 20 years. Is this where you thought your professional career would be?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Where did you think it would be right now?
I actually went to college to be an educator. I wanted to be a teacher, surprisingly. I have no idea where that even came from, but for years I wanted to teach, and I couldn't even fathom myself now in the classroom. No.
Wow. But what did you want to teach?
I don't know. I just want to be an educator. I don't know what I wanted to teach. I don't know where it even came from, for real.
Yeah.
It probably just something to do. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I have no idea where it came from.
You know what's interesting though? I've been talking about this with my friends, especially my friends who are in education, but like either in specialized education or higher education or in administration. There was a period, right, when lots of people desired to be teachers, right? It was a coveted thing. Like I remember at Eastern Michigan University which is a college in Michigan, of course. Lots of people that are from the Detroit area went to Eastern because it was like the teaching college. You went there to learn how to be a teacher or educator. And something happened. I mean, lots of things, unfortunately, have happened over the past several years with our education system where people have just fallen out of love with it. So I could see 20 years ago or, however many years ago, how you would have wanted to be a teacher because the conditions were a bit different. That's fascinating.
That's true.
Do you think there'll ever be a component of education in the business?
Yes.
Okay.
It's funny. I got a call last week to teach. I've got actually 3 calls to teach, and I'm gonna probably pursue one. I just don't have time to do it full time. But I got a call to teach at the community college here, a high school to teach culinary arts last week. So I definitely can see myself teaching because I love the art of cooking. So I definitely will cook and teach this for sure.
Awesome.
Just got to find time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful having this conversation with you. I know that it was quick, definitely to the point because you are a to the point type of guy.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. What? Really? Yes, you are. You are. But I appreciate that about you, right?
Okay.
As many years as we've been working together, like literally, I know that you get in, you get the job done. You and your team get the job done, and you get out. And I didn't expect a personality or your personality or an interview to be any different. Okay. And so I appreciate you for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Sure.
I appreciate you for being our chef, right, and for keeping us nice and fed and happy on the inside. So with that, I think it's time.
Okay.
It's time for us to transition over to the kitchen because we have a delicious menu set.
Yes.
And so with that, I'm hoping that you all will join us in the kitchen in just a moment as we get ready to engage with a 3-course meal.
Yes, sir.
All right, with the chosen chef. We'll see you in just a second. I told you that we were going to head over to the kitchen, and I'm a woman of my word. You are in for a treat as we continue to celebrate the 150th podcast episode of the Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast. Before we get into all this goodness and all this great 3-course meal situation that we have planned for you, I want to remind you that in just a couple days, our 3rd annual Just Start Summit is happening. Once again, it's happening in downtown Washington, D.C., and you have the opportunity to come in with your ideas and make sure that you get the action and the support that you need to truly get started. So let's do what we came to do today. Let's get ready to eat. I get a chance to welcome back the chosen chef as we get ready to do a live taping and some live cooking of our 3-course meal. So Chosen chef, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so what's on the menu today?
So we're gonna start with our appetizer. We have a Tex-Mex egg roll. We already prepped and done. We're gonna just fry them really quickly, and then we're gonna eat good.
Okay, all right, so let's start with course number one.
Okay.
And I know that our audience is excited about that as well. I mean, are you excited?
Y'all excited?
They've been on their best behavior back here, y'all. And when I just let them say some words, they're like, okay, this is it. This is my time to say something. Okay, all right, let's do it, chef. Course number one.
Yeah, so we have Tex-Mex egg rolls already been prepped before we got here today.
What's in those? Tell us a little bit about
We
what's in
have chicken, white meat chicken breast. We have fresh corn that was sauteed on the grill, the jalapenos, peppers and onions, and Parmesan cheese.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, before we get into frying those, I mean, you can get started with frying them because, everybody's ready to eat.
Yes.
But as you get ready to do that, or as you proceed with doing it, I'm curious about ingredients for you, right? Because every time that you cook for us, I notice that you bring in all your own fresh ingredients, like you're cutting up stuff, you're chopping stuff. I know that we prepped today, but normally chef is in here doing everything from scratch.
Yep.
So where do you like to source your ingredients from?
I like the source. Of course, I prefer locally owned is best as
Locally
well.
owned, okay.
That's great to have. But sometimes we gotta use our commercial and our wholesale vendors as well. So, yep.
Okay, so locally sourced. Awesome. Have you ever had the experience or the opportunity to work on a farm, to grow your own stuff? Is that a desire of yours?
It is. I want to actually do it from my home.
Okay.
I don't have time to sit there and get it prepared, but I would love to have that at my home.
Yeah. It's so interesting. When I was growing up, and most of our audience knows that I am originally from Detroit, and almost the whole audience is from Detroit too. Well, I'll say 3 out of our 5 family members are raising the roof, which tells you how old some people are.
Raising the
We're out
roof.
here raising the roof.
Okay.
But anyway, I remember my grandmother had a garden. All right, my grandmother absolutely had a garden where she grew greens. She had a pear tree. She had a grapevine. And back in the day, it was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, not that big of a deal. Now I'm like, wow, like she went in her backyard
That's the life.
and pulled stuff and then we ate it. I mean, it's really majestic now. But back then, I think because I was such a young girl, I took it for granted. But I'm excited that I had that experience. And I'm hoping that you maybe get a chance to grow your own one day as well.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to.
So of course, I mentioned previously I'm from Detroit. One of the places in Detroit that has egg rolls that I'm a little bit of a sucker for, right, is this place called Lou's Deli.
Okay.
All right?
A deli with egg rolls?
Listen, okay? Lou's Deli has corned beef egg rolls. Now, when I tell you that these might be the best egg rolls I've ever had in my life, I mean, they are good. So when you're ready, have you been to Detroit before?
No,
okay.
Not.
So I know. We all are like, excuse me, like slightly offended in the audience, right?
No, I haven't been to Detroit though.
But you know the reason why he hasn't been to Detroit is because he got this Eagles gear.
Oh, I bleed green. I bleed green. Listen, Bird Gang all day, all day.
To even the scales here, y'all. Okay, all right, okay, got it.
It's a lifestyle.
All right.
Listen.
I heard you the 16th time. To even the scales here, I actually have some Lions napkins out here on the counter because Okay, I'm trying to be a good wife here, a good steward. Let me get that napkin here to show people what's up. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Representation for my husband here. Awesome. All right, so tell me, if someone is maybe trying to duplicate the recipe, not that you're super trying to encourage that per se, but if they're trying to duplicate this recipe, how long do these take? From preparation to cooking.
Not long at all. It takes literally, I would say, 15 minutes preparation.
Okay.
The longest part is going to actually be preparing the chicken. The chicken, of course, is already pre-cooked. We got to marinate it and get it cooked and pre-cooked first. You can't prepare raw chicken in an egg roll, so it's all going to be pre-cooked. But that's the hardest part. Is just it's the chicken for this recipe.
Yeah, that's good. It's interesting what you can put in an egg roll. Like I just shared a couple moments ago, of course, corned beef egg rolls from Lou's Deli. All right, this is not me necessarily endorsing Lou's Deli per se, but the egg rolls are good, right? But also this, like it's almost like I don't know, a taco in an egg roll bit.
I actually played around with that concept. I wanted to do an egg roll concept for a restaurant.
Tell me more.
I mean, you can do so much with egg rolls. You can infuse egg rolls with starches, vegetables, protein. So egg rolls it's a fun dish to do. So
yeah,
I played around with a concept one time. We're doing egg rolls for a restaurant concept.
What happened with it? Life.
Okay.
Lifing.
Yeah, lifing. Yeah.
So is there going to be a dipping sauce for the egg roll or no?
Yeah, we have a spicy chimichurri sauce. We're gonna do. Of course, we have cilantro for the egg roll. Let's top it with our cilantro.
It's other people. Now they have moved now from raising the roof to doing the bankhead bounce, I think. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It was like a... I'll serve up the first one. Okay, awesome. And you know, like I am in the spirit of getting wife points. So I'm probably going to serve this up to Mr. Baker first.
There we go. The man in the house.
All right.
But
I am curious the sauce. You ready to put the sauce on?
Yes.
There? All right. Let me spin out of here.
It's a nice little drizzle.
You're welcome, buddy.
It's a nice little drizzle.
Oh, there's more ready. You want to see my spin move again? Do y'all or not? Okay.
I think you got to dress it up. You can dress it. Spin back over.
I'll do what I choose. Fork right there.
And we're going to top it with some cilantro.
Let me wait my turn here and take a sip of my cocktail made by Bridget Macton.
And again, this is just a simple Tex-Mex egg roll.
You want to spin or no?
Go ahead and spin. Let's see. What do you feel about egg rolls is fun? Because you're saying they're really fun.
I mean, it's a fun thing to eat. So you can play around, of course, the macaroni and cheese egg rolls, pull brisket, pull. You can just have fun with an egg roll. Egg roll is so universal. You can do whatever you want with an egg roll.
Can I taste a little?
You know, so
it is like a taco.
yeah. Egg roll, yeah.
It's hot.
It's fun food.
What's the difference between an egg roll and a spring roll?
Egg roll, the thicker pastry, the thicker format. Yeah. And I prefer egg roll over spring roll anyway. Truthfully, me personally, but some people like spring rolls. I like egg roll.
The spring roll has like a thinner wrapper.
Thinner wrapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are there spring rolls can also be fried though as well, right? Okay. Okay. And for egg rolls, other than cilantro, what else might you garnish it with?
Of course, parsley just for presentation purposes, maybe some flavor, but I love cilantro. I put cilantro in any cuisine, any thing I cook for the most part.
Yeah.
I love cilantro.
It's interesting. Some people's preference and taste for cilantro. I have a good girlfriend, Cassie, who thinks the cilantro tastes like soap.
Oh really?
Yeah. You know, there's some people that believe that it
do.
tastes like soap. There you go, friends.
Yeah, some do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And pick it up. They've resorted to their hands. I mean, forks are cool, but do you really need a fork to eat egg roll?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
You trying to be proper? Trying to be respectful of Scarlett? Did you?
No.
Okay.
And it'd be great as a vegetarian option too, like the chicken. Like the chicken too. So
Awesome.
enjoy.
And there we have it, our very first course, which is our appetizer. The Tex-Mex roll.
Tex-Mex roll.
By the chosen chef.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
probably going to go off camera and go to town on this in just a second. But we'll come back with you in just a moment with our second course, our main entree.
Yes.
It's sea bass.
Sea bass.
It's a sauteed medley of vegetables.
Yes.
It's mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. The 10 cheese mac and cheese.
10 cheese.
10. We don't play games in these streets.
Blessings
10.
on blessings.
We don't play games in
on
these streets.
Blessings.
Yeah, listen,
Okay.
Listen.
All right, we'll see you in just a second. All right, it's time for the second course. Chef, what's up for the second course?
We have beautiful Chilean sea bass. Sea bass, rainbow medley, sauteed carrots and green beans.
Okay.
And we have our 10 cheese mac and cheese.
I'm sorry.
10 cheese blend mac and cheese. You heard
I'm sorry.
It. Notorious than 10. Yes, right. Yes.
10 cheese.
It's the cheese for me.
I'm trying to think right now, if you said to me, Jacqueline, I'll give you $1 million if you name 10 cheeses. Go. What would I do? Let's see. All right. Give it to me, audience. 10 cheeses. Go.
Brie.
Extra sharp.
Brie,
Extra
extra
sharp.
sharp,
Havarti.
Havarti, Gouda, Fonte,
Munster.
Munster,
Mozzarella.
mozzarella,
Provolone.
provolone,
Kobe.
Swiss.
Kobe Swiss. Oh, we in there. Let's
Monterey
keep it
Jack.
going. Monterey Jack. Did we say Gouda?
Yes.
Yeah, we said Gouda.
Well, we
And
can say
smoked
Gouda
Gouda.
again. Go. Ah.
Hoghead.
Oh.
Not macaroni and cheese. Oh, they still sell that? Oh my God. What's the
Pimento.
pimento?
Don't forget Parmesan.
Parmesan, and that's a must.
Yeah.
Any more?
Mozzarella.
We said
That's somewhere mozzarella.
You said Parmesan.
we said Parmesan.
Jack.
Jack.
Asiago.
We
Y'all
said
say Gouda.
we said Gouda.
And we said smoked Gouda.
we said smoked Gouda.
You said Brie already.
We said
Yes,
Brie.
we said Brie.
Okay, we back into we into repeating now.
Yeah, but we
But it's
named
so many more.
It's so
Okay,
many
it's
more.
so many more
Yeah.
cheese. But anyway, we're doing. We said Swiss, baby.
But we are not doing the whole.
We're not doing hog head. Oh my God. But anyway, 10 cheese macaroni.
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right, so you know what? Let's just get started.
Let's get started with our fish, which is the star of the ingredient. What we're gonna do is very important when it comes to sea bass to get a really hot, pan.
Okay.
So we got the heat on probably medium heat right now.
What kind of oil you using?
Olive oil, you're saying olive oil, but you can use your olive oil of choice or your oil of choice. Duck fat, but I use olive oil, avocado oil, whatever you want.
Yeah, we were just talking a second ago. One of our audience members, Bridget, was asking the chef what his favorite oil was, and he was saying he loves duck fat. She loves duck fat. Why do you love duck fat oil so much?
It just has, it's just the taste, it's the flavor, it's different.
Yeah.
And you can tell the distinct different taste from the duck fat
Okay.
from anything else you do.
Can I be a little bit of a fun killer here?
Yeah.
Is a duck fat oil like calorically like, oh man,
Ma'am.
ma'am? I'm just
Not that-
asking. I just want the facts.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
it ain't.
Back to the fish. So we have our Chilean sea bass here.
I mean, summer's coming. Summer's coming.
Jacqueline, you're gonna help me do that.
Okay.
We're gonna put the skin face
Skin side down.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And again, it's on very hot heat. We're gonna pretty much sear it really, really good.
Y'all
We're
see
gonna
what I'm
finish
doing?
it in the oven.
I hope I'm impressing Mr. Baker.
Yes. You are.
You hear
See that
sear?
simmer?
Yep, yep, there we go.
First, we want to make some space for the other items here. So you go in here deep with the spatula, lean back, turn to the left, and you look back.
Oh.
You
Okay.
need to make more space, eh?
No, you good.
Okay,
You good. Yep. I'm gonna add some more oil to it too.
Okay, go ahead.
We gotta get an extra crispy skin.
Crispy skin,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Out of space now? You
Yeah.
want to make some more room?
No, we good.
Okay.
We come on and crowd the pan even though. So we're gonna let this sit here for about 3 minutes
3
till they get it
minutes
really
up?
crispy.
Okay.
We're gonna transfer it to our oven pan here. We're gonna finish in the oven and we're gonna top with our sauce.
Awesome.
While that skin is crisper now, we're gonna also work on our vegetables.
Vegetables? Do I have to do something here too?
You can if you want to.
I mean, I was just asking. I wasn't
Everybody's
really.
been washed, prepped, and cleaned.
Okay.
We're gonna just pretty much add our vegetables to our pan with our faithful oil again.
Faithful oil.
You can use butter, oil, whatever you want. We're gonna use again here olive oil for the vegetables.
Butter seems to like burn faster. It starts smoking real fast.
But you can mix it with both the olive oil too.
Okay.
So
The other thing I think that is so impressive about the Chosen Chef is, you know, I normally when he comes over to cook for us, I try to have stuff laid out, pans laid out. He's like, he brings his own pans
you
with
have
him.
to because it's your baby. It's your like your child. So you know how it prepare, how it cooks. Then you're paying for it too. So it's experience.
Okay,
You're
got
paying
it.
for the experience too.
I mean,
so.
I sort of thought that like I had low class plans. I thought maybe that's what.
No,
this was
no,
about.
no, 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 no,
I mean,
no,
I don't
no.
know. He always brings all his own stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
So we're gonna mix in. We're gonna add our carrots first. They're a little bit thicker cut than our green beans. Let them roast off some first.
Okay.
And then we'll add our green beans to
And I
it.
saw you cutting these earlier. What were
Yeah.
you doing when you were prepping them?
Just wash them and clean them. Make sure we get the dirty stuff off of them.
Okay.
Yep. We're gonna let that cook down first. We're gonna add those, season it, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Fantastic.
We're gonna check on our Chilean sea bass again. All we're gonna do is make sure the skin is crispy. Then we're gonna finish it in the oven.
So we're searing on top,
We're searing on
finishing
top.
on bottom.
Yep.
All right.
We're about there. I'll say another probably 2 minutes.
What other fish do you recommend follows this process of searing on top and then finishing in the oven?
Couple of fish. I would say probably sway.
Sway, okay.
It's a good fish. You can do that as well. You can even do it with salmon too, if your preference. We'll see how you.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's crispy.
Hunter, it's getting there. It's getting
Yeah,
there.
it's
getting
crispy.
there.
It's crispy. You can see it.
Oh, is that okay? I don't think I've cooked sea bass before,
Okay.
quite
Yeah,
honestly.
it's
So I wasn't
crispy
sure.
here.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is transition this fish to our
Okay.
wire rack here.
So I will say that there's some things that we'll use a wire rack for. Like when my husband makes some meat and lets it rest, he'll put it on the wire rack,
Yep.
right? And is your recommendation that once you have seared something on top, if you're going to finish it in the oven, use a wire rack, of
Yes.
course, to keep it crispy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's really important to keep the crispy.
Okay.
Use a wire rack.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right, so we're done with the sear.
Then we see it.
What's next?
We're gonna finish in the oven. Put in the oven for maybe 7 to 10 minutes. Let it finish in the oven, and it'll be good to go.
7
Nice
to 10
and flaky.
minutes.
Yep.
Finish in the oven. Let's do it.
We got an oven on 350. Your preference, 350, 75, whatever you want.
Top rack, bottom rack.
Top rack.
Top rack.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. We'll see you in 7 to 10 minutes.
All right.
All right, y'all. We're back. And it's plating time.
It's plating time. We
See-
have our macaroni cheese done. Mm-hmm. We have our
How many
rainbow
cheese?
melody. We have 10 cheeses.
Just checking.
10.
Wow, that
See,
is.
it's the visuals for me.
It's the visuals for you?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you drizzling there?
Sweet chili sauce on top. Then we're gonna top it with our house-made pineapple and papaya salsa.
Now tell me about this.
This is our papaya and pineapple salsa. Pretty much just cut up pineapple, cut up papaya, red onions, and shallots.
Our leadership consultancy, when we originally started, we focused on just etiquette. The company was solely focused on etiquette. And I'm looking out the corner of my eye over here, and I see our guests putting their napkin in their shirt, like so. And it's the funniest thing ever.
We are ready.
Because it is the anti-etiquette rule.
We're preparing.
Listen.
In case.
I mean, you have to see this mess.
It's love.
Now,
I'm
luckily,
ready to eat.
It's already. It's respect for the food. And the shirts too. It's
The
respect
shirts,
for the
too.
shirts
Yes.
and food.
luckily the
Yes.
napkin is big enough that it can cover so much. But like they got it in here like they're James Bond from like the 40s. Like
Well, we got to finish plate.
got to finish plate. Okay, awesome. So one more time, tell us
Yes.
what this plate is comprised of.
So we have pretty much the lower bed is our rainbow medley, which is sauteed carrots and green beans. Topped with our 10 cheese blend macaroni and cheese, and finished with our Chilean sea bass, topped with a pineapple papaya salsa.
It's time for our second course. So let's roll. All right, course 3 is out. It's dessert. Chef, what's in it?
We have peach cobbler bread pudding.
Ooh,
Peach cobbler bread pudding.
ooh.
It's a twist between the cobbler version and the bread pudding itself. So, of course, we have peaches as the base, heavy cream. I use brioche bread for my bread pudding. Most people use day-old bread. I don't. I like to have fresh brioche bread for my bread pudding. But yeah,
That's what it is?
that's what it is.
Tell me about this. I know a lot of people, like my husband loves to watch a lot of competitive cooking shows.
Me too.
Like, it is literally one of his love languages, all right? And I know a lot of the chefs say if it's on the plate, you can eat it.
Yes.
So is everything on this plate,
Everything
including
is
the
edible.
flour, edible?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is edible. It doesn't really have a taste to it, though, truthfully. It's just pretty for presentation purposes. But I mean, some flowers do have a taste to it, but those are just it's pretty.
Okay, awesome. Well, here we are with course number 3.
Peach cobbler
All of
bread
our
pudding.
guests are waiting for it, and so let's serve it up. Prayerfully. They're prayerfully
Enjoy,
waiting for
enjoy,
it. Yep.
enjoy.
Enjoy. Woo. We just finished all 3 courses. All right, and as a reminder, here's what we just went through. We had a Tex-Mex egg roll.
Yeah.
We had Chilean sea bass vegetable medley, 10
No,
cheese, 10 cheese macaroni and cheese.
Very important.
Very important. We also have peach cobbler bread pudding. Okay, so audience, how y'all feeling?
Sleepy.
You see they're dragging a little bit. What an absolute treat and an honor to spend some time with you. I know that you have been at our house many times,
Yes.
serving as our chef and feeding us and helping us to feel good, but we are just so grateful for your talent and your treasure and your time and your sacrifice and commitment with now doing the things that you truly want to do. So I'm hoping...
No, but thank y'all for just investing
Yes.
into me and my brand and just giving me the opportunity to showcase what I like to do.
Yeah.
Which is do this. So it's mutual for sure.
Absolutely. So thank you. And I'm hoping that once you scale and open up locations and do all the things you want to do, that you'll join us here again for another episode.
Yes, absolutely. I
Awesome.
would love to.
Great.
Love to.
Excellent. Well, there it is. We are so grateful that our audience has joined us again, you, for our 150th podcast episode of Just Start From Ideas to Action podcast. We're hoping that you continue to join us on this journey. And once again, one more plug, I'm hoping that I see you in just a couple days at the 3rd annual Just Start Summit. Don't be a stranger. If there's a topic that you want us to cover, just shoot me an email directly at info@jacquelineandbaker.com. Listen, wherever you're at in the world, I hope that you're safe, I hope that you're healthy, and I hope that you're well. And I certainly hope that you're giving yourself permission to start the things that you want to do. You take care of yourself, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.